start you wanted that first period?
Yeah, I thought we played well in the first period, for sure.
What happened in the second? Was it just some lapses by the team overall?
Just a tough period. We made some mistakes. They made some good plays. I screwed up a little bit too, so just a combination of everything.
A little frustrating because you had some opportunities to take the lead on.
Yeah.
You had a post, you had crossbar.
Yeah. Obviously, could have been a much different period in terms of like us getting some more goals, bearing our chances. But it's hockey. Sometimes like they don't go in, right? So that's the way it goes.
When you say some were maybe your fault, can you sort of just which ones you sort of felt that maybe?
Just like the one where I played the puck up the wall. I mean, I didn't make a clean pass to Severson, so I kind of handcuffed him a bit, and then was scrambling after that. So I mean, if you clean that up, then you don't have to, face those extra shots in your end. So that's kind of what I'm talking about, especially.
Is this sort of a reminder, a game like this, not just your play, but for everyone to recognize that we're at a point in the season where everyone's like bringing their game up a notch, and it needs to be replicated on both sides of the ice?
Yeah, I mean, like you guys said, we played a good first and third. We just have to play a solid full game, myself included. I think we do a lot of great things, but if you don't do them the entire game, it's too hard of a league. Guys will take advantage and capitalize. I mean, you might get away with it some nights, but it's not a recipe for winning hockey, playing 40 minutes.
How do you sort of, I guess, embrace what mentality you need for yourself personally after that, knowing that in your last game you played so well and you're coming back now?
Yeah, obviously, it's a game of mistakes. You try and do everything you can right. Sometimes, things happen that are difficult, tips and screens and stuff. But, if you keep doing the right things over and over again, you're going to get results. So I think just sticking with the process and, continuing to try and do the right things and get better every day is the recipe.
What do you take out of the effort Mackenzie as the team fought back and almost tied this game?
Yeah, you can't question the team's heart. They always battle back. They give it their all. I mean, it's unfortunate because sometimes we put ourselves in situations that are difficult, but the team never gives up, so you have to give them a lot of credit.
Mackenzie, how are you feeling health-wise through 2 games played now?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. Yeah.
Mackenzie, given how well the goalies have performed this year, including yourself after the last game against the Panthers, is there extra pressure to keep performing well, especially with how the team has been performing the last few days?
Obviously, every game you want to play your best. If you put too much noise around the game, you overcomplicate it. You go out there, you try and do your best. You try and, make as many saves as you can and play the best game that you can, in that crease. And, at the end of the night, you look back on it, you analyze it, and then you go to sleep and wake up and try and fix whatever you can, or, keep doing things you did right. So, I mean, if you look at it that way, no, you don't put extra pressure on yourself. You just strive to be better every day.
Mac, I saw you talking with Vitek just before we came to talk to you. How important is that as a goaltender to kind of have a sounding board of someone in your own community, so to speak, right? Like, because you can talk to us, you can talk to coaches, but to have someone who really understands it, like, what is that like?
Yeah, Vitek, I mean, he's an amazing guy. Really fortunate to have him sitting next to me. He's an amazing human being. I love talking to him. But it's good. It's good to have that. Guy who goes through the same things you do, tries to, improve in the same things that you do, and maybe sees the game a little bit different than you do too. So, I mean, it's good to, have a guy like that to bounce things off of, to talk things out, and, try and, see certain mistakes that were made in our games, and also, if a guy thinks he made a bad play and is hard on himself, and maybe it was actually the right play, that's another thing that we're there for each other too, support.
And your comeback.
They're a great team. They're the best team in the league. But I think tonight we beat ourselves. We made some turnovers, some bad changes, and they capitalized on it.
Things are going your way. It's even 1-1. You guys dominated play, and then I guess the post, a crossbar, that kind of changed momentum.
I don't think it changed it. Like I said, just bad turnovers and bad changes, and they capitalized on it.
What do you take from the third period?
It's great to see our guys bounce back. We didn't give up at all. It was close, and unfortunate that we didn't get the last one there.
Woody, I don't know if anger is the right word, but talking around the room right now, it just seems that after you guys put together that victory and then this happens, is it anger? Is it what is that emotion that you carry?
Anger, frustration. Yeah, I think you were right. We lost 6 straight. We won 1, and then we lost 1. We're 1-7 or 1-6 in our last 7. It's not ideal, and we know that as a group. And we got to take this break, get some rest, and we have to bounce back.
Is this just a really strong reminder that now we're heading into another part of the season where everybody has it up a notch, and it needs to now be matched every single period?
For sure. I think if you look at the streak that we're on, it's we beat ourselves in all of the games, and the race is tight right now, and we know that as players, and we got to step up.
You know that Boston's one of the better teams, obviously, in hockey. Can you take anything out of the fact that you went toe-to-toe with them tonight and had a chance to tie this game?
They're structured and they know how to win. They got older guys in their room, and they got pucks deep late in the game, and they made it hard on us.
Miles, as you guys work through the ebbs and flows, what are you guys learning about yourselves?
Each game, it's you learn something new. But right now, I think our starts are getting much improved than what they have been, and but now we just got to clean up the small stuff like changes and turnovers.
Pretty tough loss. I feel like we still have to learn. Every goal matters, and we're kind of beating ourselves. I don't think we played bad at all. We had a great start. We had a great third. We stopped maybe playing in a second, but the goals that we're giving up are too easy, and it shouldn't happen. And even if they score 1, we have to come back and keep playing, because at the end of the game, you never know what can happen. We can come back, but it's hard when it's 4-1. But I think still we had opportunity, to tie the game. But that's why it's tough, but something what we can really learn from. And I hope everybody realizes that this is the league. The winning line is very thin, and like I said, every goal matters.
A little frustrating when you hit a couple, crossbars.
Yeah, it started with us, not scoring with big opportunities, including myself, but we can't just stop playing, and make it too easy on them to score goals.
What lesson do you take out of the comeback and the way you fought back?
I think this is the lesson, to not to give up, 2-3 goals. Even if they score 1, we have to continue to play our game and keep battling. And, by the end of the game, we might score enough goals, to win it for us. So I think that's the lesson for me, or for the voice of the locker room would be every goal matters in this league, and it's going to run a long way for us if we keep playing.
A couple of days to recharge the batteries and enjoy the holidays. How badly do you feel that's needed?
Yeah, we had tough stretch. It will be nice to re-energize and get back to the work. Everybody, or some guys will see the family, so this is always a good time to spend with the close ones. So hopefully everybody's enjoying it.
Is this also a good reminder about how at this time of year, the games, yes, you talk about that thin margin, but this is really it now, where everyone's bringing their game up.
Yeah, look at the standings, how close and how tight it's getting, and you're playing probably one of the best teams here, and we can play against them. We know we can beat them. So this is a lesson. What cost us, and you have to bring it every night. And when things not going your way, you have to play simple hockey and not giving up easy goals for the opponent.
Well, I thought off to a good start. Score a power play goal. You look at the second period, probably our best opportunities to score. Breakaway, 2-1 off the iron a couple times. We don't, and then we made a couple big mistakes. Didn't like our puck play. Didn't like our determination on a couple of goals against. But I think at the same time, you got to get a save too.
What's the lesson against a team like Boston that you take out of tonight's game? that you want your team to take out of a game like tonight?
Well, the lesson is just keep competing. I mean, you can't, against good teams, you can't, and we knew that, maybe a couple times our young D might get a little bit exposed. The lesson is make the predictable play. If you make the predictable play, the other players can read off you.
It almost felt in the room like the guys that we were talking to were angry with themselves with the way things unfolded. What's the fine balance between being angry but channeling it in the right way when you come back from the break?
You need to be angry after. It was a game that you looked at two teams, tough schedule they played last night. We just came off a tough trip and back to back. I thought energy-wise was good in the first period. We had a tough change on the goal. They gave them the 3-on-2 goal. We had the puck, a goalie interchange again. That kind of cost us another goal. I thought our power play, got us one right off the bat, had another opportunity.
Kevin Ball not playing in that third period, was that a result of that giveaway, or is it just a sort of culmination of things?
Shortening the bench. Obviously that the puck play, just talking about being predictable. That play was a tough play, and there was other tough plays in the game too, but, we tried to shorten it and tried to get what we felt were our best players that time on the ice.
As your team works through the ebbs and flows, what are you learning about them?
Well, we're in a situation right now where, what has been mainly our top two defenders aren't in the lineup. So you have to find out things about your young defensemen. You have to find out things about where other guys can slot while those guys are out. And I've just mentioned how we need to play, the predictability in the play. And there was some good stuff inside the second period that went the wrong direction. Right after they scored, we had an opportunity. The puck laid by the goal line that could have went in and made a difference instantly. I liked our response after they scored. And the pressure we put on them. It's another challenge for the team. Every team goes through, missing key pieces. So we've got to find out a lot about, some of the pieces that are playing now.
What did you think of Ohatuk's game tonight?
I'll have to look at it. But there's nothing glaring that stands out either way. First time in, there's a little bit of a comfort factor, and probably some nerves that he's playing with. But here's what I know he is. I know he's a physical. Like, his strength is physical. His strength is skating. And that's what you have to notice by the time you get to the end of the game. To defend with that physical passion and move the puck in a predictable way.
I know Blackwood is back from injury and has been here the longest. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on how he and Vitek Vanacek will be utilized going forward.
That'll be something we discuss. I think obviously we would like Blackie to be better tonight. He gave us a really, really good effort in Florida. So trying to put a schedule together on our goaltending will be the first thing that we will talk about.
Speaking of, what was your impression of Blackie tonight, and was the third period switch more about a momentum thing?
I just think that if you looked at it, there's a couple saves you'd like to get. We didn't get them. Tried to look for a little bit of spark by putting V in and saying, if you can keep him there, maybe we can get back in it, and we almost did.
You mentioned the response, and obviously you mentioned the plays, the chances you guys had off of the Boston goal, between the Boston goals. Is it deflating when they don't go in your net and then the puck goes in at the other end? Or what's the mood on the bench? Does it get deflating when it's like that, when that happens?
I think what you tried to ask me is it deflating when they score on their chances and we don't score on ours? That's part of hockey. You still got to keep playing your game. You got to keep trying to create. So when you look at it, like I said, if it was deflating, we wouldn't have bounced right back after a couple of those goals and had great opportunities. It might be frustrating that you don't finish those opportunities because we've talked a lot about that recently. But you still got to get there to try to put those chances on the board.
Lindy, as a coach, do you place more blame on some of the goals against tonight on inexperienced defense or on Mackenzie as a whole?
I think you can look at the goals in a lot of different ways. You can always look at a goal and say, goaltender should have it. The goaltender's either going to make some of those big saves for you, or he's not. On every opportunity, somebody makes a mistake. On every opportunity in the game. And you either get a save or you don't get a save. You either give up what would be considered an A opportunity or maybe a lesser. So the average in the game is you're dealing with 15, 16 of those a night. And like I said, I think Blackie would say that he'd want to give us one or two more. He did the other night, and we made some big mistakes.
What do you make of the offensive effort at the end there? Would you like to have seen maybe a couple more shots?
For sure. I think we had a couple times right around the net to attack, and I think we looked for a better play. I would like to see just get to the net, inside attack, get more people there.
You got a couple of days now, just to reflect and to recharge and be good for hockey team.
Yeah, we've gone through a tough schedule. I'd like to, wish our fans and everybody else just a happy holiday, safe and happy holiday season, and just looking forward to, trying to get back on track right after Christmas. I could see how the building was energized as soon as we got that first one, then got the second one, and they've been great in front of our team, and they were behind them all night. So I want to wish all them, Merry Christmas and happy holiday. Thank you.
You too.